Mr. Bradshaw. What's on your mind?
Bearings Inspector.
She's a good one, too. Just look at that record.
Okay, now, Walt, you've had your little joke. Give her to somebody else. I ask for a man.
The only thing she's got going is the fact that she's a woman.
What's wrong with her?
She's a woman, isn't she?
Take a look at her. She's a slob. She talks like a truck driver.
I work with them, mister. I know what happened.
What does happen?
Well, it's a long story.
Well, I just don't respect her as a journalist. I have no respect for her. I don't think she's very good. And she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. And, you know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
Joe, will you take your stuff back to table 9? That'll be your bench for the time being.
Okay, Chief.
Myrtle, we're moving you to table number 10.
Is something wrong, Mr. Bradshaw?
No, nothing's wrong. We just need this space for something else.
Well, I certainly hope I'm not moved every other day.
But they have to go. But they have to go.
What if they have no place to go?
We will work with them. They have to go.
Man, no trouble at all. Tell him what you want and he does it. But with Myrtle, a little move is a big production.
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't
what?
know. That I don't know. That
Why
I don't
not?
know. I don't know.
You take positions and everything else.
Frankly, I do take positions and everything else. It's a very complicated position.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute. You asked me, now let me tell you.
To employers who has
never said that.
women don't do as good a job as men. Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
Her
this?
name
Where
is
did you find
Alicia
this?
Machado.
Where did you find
And
it?
she has become a U.S. citizen, and you can bet she's going to vote this November.
Okay, good.
Now, here's another problem.
Oh, Mr. Bradshaw, I wanted to tell you that the date is set for my marriage. I'll be leaving soon.
Marriage? I thought you just got engaged.
Well, I told you about it 6 months ago.
Now, that'll really put us in a bind around here. It takes time to break in a relief, girl.
Well, you know, pregnancy is never... it's a wonderful thing for the woman. It's a wonderful thing for the husband. It's certainly an inconvenience for a business. And whether people want to say that or not, the fact is it is an inconvenience for a person that is running a business.
You think she felt pressure to come back after 3 weeks?
I don't think so. I think she loves her job.
She wouldn't have felt a need to do that because you might have replaced her otherwise.
No. Although it's an interesting premise. Maybe she should feel that way a little bit.
Question. All these things you've been talking about, aren't they really just a part of life?
Part of a woman's life, maybe. But I can remember the good old days when there were all men in my department.
You called what you said locker room banter. You described kissing women without consent, grabbing their genitals. That is sexual assault. You bragged that you have sexually assaulted women. Do you understand that?
No, I didn't say that at all. I don't think you understood what was said. This was locker room talk. It's locker room talk, and it's one of those things. Great respect for women. Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
So for the record, you're saying you never did that?
I said things that, frankly, you hear these things. They're said.